I'm just in complete awe that we said, hey, your really strong part here is your early game, and you're looking in a smolder way that want to play for 3-4 items, right? So
we're not going to do that, and everyone shows. I think numbers are known here. By Rich Gang, but ulti comes in. No flash to haste.
He's not got a flash. He can only fit one person. The knockup comes on through. It's a beautiful trap, and Los Ratones pounce with alacrity.
Sorry, 2 games in a row where the haste, it feels like, has just been punished in this early game on these mobile control mages. But
this time, Rich Gang the early dragon, yeah, and it's an early-ish one as well. We've had a lot of early souls this game, and again, one of
the words. And maybe he'll look to punish the flash, or the lack of flash of the haste.
Speaking of, oh, you just called it. It's now a 1v2 though. Spiraling Despair overcomes Valley, looking to get the ult on down. They will kill off the Cho'Gath, but the Heartbreaker allows a potential steal of the body, buying Tyler. Doesn't actually want to steal it too early here. Now has all of 9 abilities from Quay to potentially use. We'll use the Molten Fissure initially. I'm not sure whether you needed to put out that little Tranquil Path, the Fleeting Current. Can maybe come over the Walker-matics here. Maybe fight this one out. Umbral dash over, but the stun onto Ozan is tricky. Nemesis low. Needs to throw to back away. Survives. Body stolen available. Matix has actually not got a flash or an ult to work with. Ends up being a 2-for-2 in the grand scheme of things. Is Velia in the form of the Trundle is jumping away. I don't think Matix with his good sidesteps. D-Haste has respawned, and he's used that fleeting code to come back over, and Velia will say, look, I'm out. And Heartbreaker's over the wall.
Being able to get a Triumph proc and maybe continue going, he manages to fall. And that's another skirmish in the topside river that's LR favored, and that's going to convert into a chomp onto the grubs for Baus and a stack for his feast, but also 3 grubs now, and a neutral objective for LR. Now they can play the side lane extremely well with Ryze and his ults to side, as well as overloading side lane. But look at this.
Okay, Elastic Slingshot in. Remember, Nemesis does not have the flash. Has burned a lot of cooldowns as a result of that. Trying to find the realm wall bound. He gets out. He's ignited. It goes down. It's the smite!
The subjugate ignite was too much for him to live there. An excellent play. No ulti now for Ozan.
Because I thought that there'd been a change to allow Sen to stack souls faster. No?
Yeah,
just
that was
really
ridiculous.
Insane soul stacking.
But not going to see quite that level of stacking as a team fight comes through. Valiant might be picked here. That's a good bounce back.
Oh boy, he does get over the wall. Will flash away from Smolder, comes summoning the mum. He just dies at subjugate after the Spiraling Despair comes on down, and they pick off another kill.
With the Severing Strike, the Severing Bolt rather, and the ultimate from the mom. Sorry, such a terrible name. From Smolder. Coming in over the top, it's just super, super hard for Velia to get in there and potentially try to set up the play. And Engage comes through now. Alaric again, this is going to be such a neutral lane, so I need to get excited for that.
Too much. That's a decent double pulverize. Gets chunked back though with the stretching strikes. Alaric is ignited, but I don't think he cares. Remember, he's still got his passive to work with. Will flash on in to start. Let's bouncing. Crownie is just going to go down, and now Reckless going to get Alaric caught into the turret. Nemesis turned up with the realm warp. Baus is dead as well. You're right in the 1v1. D-Haste coming on up, forces a flash out of Nemesis. There's going to be the passive down from Alaric, and they will get that kill eventually.
Los Ratones, 2 dragons for Rich Gang means that they can essentially do nothing here for the longest time and just scale to 225 for free. Yeah. Realm warp to topside though on the side lane.
Trying to find the crushing more and a bit of a resist. Haste already flashed on that bot side play, will likely die, but the Spiraling Despair comes on forward. Velia though with a bit of a response until, of course, Ozan whacks him with a club. Nemesis, remember, no flash will go down as well. That makes it the 2-for-1. The Realm Warp play goes very wrong.
The immobile control mages that the Haste likes to play, but Bonks come in for Ozan right here, and Matix with a TP to save the play as well. Any variance because you outscale on contesting this dragon. But that's not what Alaric wants. Alaric has decided he wants to fight, and he's getting engaged on.
We'll try and throw down that Let's Bounce. We'll get the stretching strikes like to die here. That's a good amount of CC, though.
Oh, my.
Should surely, but no! The shield! Courtesy of Way with that Tranquil Pool. Baus now being run down by Matix. Throws out a Rupture.
Ratones right here. I mean, combo that with the mom from Kevo is just absolutely a mental amount. But like you said, the shielding.
Try and play that one bot side. I think Nemesis should still get tier 1 turret at top, and that will actually end up being the first turret over to Los Ratones. That's feat of strength as well. The problem is the bot side of the turret is going to go down. The Haste has to flash away from Baus, who's looking for the feast combo. It is an AP Cho'Gath, so that is still quite a lot of damage to work with. Crownie lands a deadly first. Alaric is around though, and Baus not going to have the easiest time feasting that Zac, but still going to get out safely.
Who's potentially split pushing, but you really don't have anyone that could side lane that's strong. It feels like your win con's super, super thin right now. And just to outplay, Matix is going to win side against both champions. As Nemesis tries his best.
Yeah, Valia's being forced to run away through the Harrow Path. There's a stretching strike on the Crownie from max range. Oh, Crownie, he's got no flash. He's got nowhere to go. We'll throw a bit of damage back on DT Haste. It doesn't matter. That's a kill going the way of Kevo. Alaric gets over the wall with the elastic slow shock, a flash out as well. They get the realm warp. Now Baus is potentially in dangerous. Dehaze throws out the spiraling despair. Remember, that's not a very tanky Cho'Gath. Infernal Chains will pull him back. Can't go for too much. Reckless finding the flash head, but Pulverize maybe looking for his own play. Devastating Fire, just go wide, but into the back and goes to Alaric. They do feast down the way, but over comes Matix, who's looking to trade back as well. Reckless getting the double Pulverize, but is traded out to 1-for-1 there. But Baus is so damn low, it's quickly a 2-for-1.
Really hard to play. I feel like Rich Gang, they're just on pace to completely destroy this game, provided there's no tremendous int here. Rich Gang.
That might be a little bit of an in. Turbo is strictly around. They might just give it up. They're going to play for the tier 1 mid and say, yeah, it's not that big a deal. Risky, but you are scaling well, and they don't want to fight the 4v5.
It makes sense. They don't want to play any kind of volatile fight, 4v5 like you're saying, and then risk losing the summoners before the soul fight, right? You really don't want to lose Smolder's flash.
Wait, look at these turrets.
And potentially give over a reset with a Smolder and so on, so...
Super regularly, Matix is going to be forced to ult here on the other side of the world, and coming on through, he's in a 1v3.
Sterak's Sunder,
Crowny,
can he live?
Deadly Flourish, but he's got Sterak's and Sunder Sky. I think he could do quite a lot of work. Nemesis in the end flashes out, they do get the kill, and now actually it's Velia in the Aatrox's body. Alaric forced down into the cell division. Dehaste is knocked up, now he's in danger. Crowny with another Deadly Flourish, also has to flash on out. And except you were saying without the potential big int, I think this is the big int. Oh, Rich Gang, not like this. Velia does go a little too deep and can't get cover. The hype happens a bit too far, but it's still 3-for-1.
He can buy enough time for the rest of Rich Gang to help him out, as he's so tanky with this build. But the Ignite's going to come through, the healing on the autos is going to be reduced, and the burst is actually there. They have the gas to get through with the Jhin ulti and the Rise DPS on top.
Got the Titanic Hydra now done for this. It's actually behind. That's an interesting realm warp. 2v2 briefly. Good damage. Goodbye, Dehaste. And that's the reset number 1. Can start to spam through those Hwei abilities. The Grim Visage, the Crushing Maw, that Molten Fissure. A double for Velia, who has got those 2 items and begins to make them work for himself.
And it feels like Rich Gang are falling apart, and the only way that they can, with these overload plays and the ultimates, I don't think there's any other way that they can possibly lose. Getting picked off is the only way. If they were any kind of 5v5 situation, it's super dependent on getting resets, and that can be extremely difficult. If there's a game to lose, I think it's this one for sure, but Alaric's getting picked.
Oh boy. Does end up flashing away. The damage forwards onto Kevo. He's getting it by the good call! No. And Nemesis gets it with the overload. That's one way of managing it.
And that's going to be Nash start. They've got Rise DPS, they've got Kraken Slayer on Viejo and Feast for Baus. And there's no way really to contest. Maybe if they played with Poke, but I just don't think it's happening. That's going down extremely quickly. And it's gone. Is this going to be a comeback from Sol Point now for Los Ratones? Yeah. That's a lot of damage. Velia has been extremely strong this game, finding a lot of... And last game as well. Just a tremendous series from the player. Indeed. Right here with the 3 grubs on LR, which they have just done, is an ideal situation for Rich Gang, and it looks like they're going to actually lose their bottom tier 2 as well with the threat as they collapse from mid into side lane. And it's a massive injection of gold before the next dragon, but it is 25 seconds until Sol. Will LR be able to spend this gold? It doesn't look like it.
Deadly Flourish into a Spectral Maw potentially. There comes the Subjugate trying to turn it around, but Reckless ready to punish as Ozan and Alaric split off from the team. Mom is summoned, but I don't know if this PTA meeting is going the way Rich Gang would like it. Over the wall goes Nemesis, and the Trundle is dead again. There will be no smite available for this dragon.
It's incredibly hard to play. Functions as something like a Poppy right there, and Alaric just cannot find the engage, and then they're stuck in a choke versus the overload bounces and so on. The AoE that comes from Crowny as well as... Honestly, I thought they were further ahead than that as well. I really did think Rich Gang was stomping a little bit harder than that as Snap Engage. Can they one-shot Trundle here?
I think they can. I think they can. A flash and fall from Reckless looking for the trample passive. Gets it. Getting some more autos down. Another Pulverize and goodbye Ozan. Reckless might now be in danger, but he's still got R to press. He gets out to safety.
Bounce onto Baus, not Reckless. Get away because a Q was blocked, but oh no, an engage, yeah.
Doesn't lead to too much more than the tier 2 right now. Rich Gang pull away, but it means they can't defend that. Gang has fallen away. They are now down 8,000 plus gold. Alaric goes in and immediately loses 80% of his HP bar. The Rupture comes on in. The curtains are called. And the Zac is down into bloblets and flubber. Unfortunately, is not getting a sequel. Velia picks up that body. Can maybe look to dive with the stolen form of the support. Goes Elastic Slingshotting in. We'll try and ult away. He's got a bit deep, actually. And just gets shut down. Matix potentially also looking for a bit more.
Is there a long chase with Pillar here?
Yeah, there is potentially an angle. You just wonder, don't you? Deadly Flourish lands will deny Ozan stepping too far forwards, and Los Ratones will be able to extricate themselves, even if Ozan is just looking to find something, you know. But there we go. I had to find a Star Wars reference somewhere, mate, and that's the one I found.
I appreciate it. I do appreciate that. Ozan.
They
snap engage onto him. Oh, no.
Oh, they do. He's gone. Nemesis picks that one up. Mom is summoned again. Alaric goes a bit further forwards. The Ace is absolutely eviscerated. Just about gets away with half his HP bar, but it will come at the cost of Alaric. So 2 people down.
To find
it's a short straw, mate. That's what they're drawing.
And they have 320 stacks on Smolder at this stage. Can they find a pick on the Baus? Usually the answer to that is no. As Dragon is spawning in 50 seconds and Baus is taking a reset. So everyone in Los Ratones is going to be on the map for this Drake.
Doesn't seem to matter. And the pick, the mechanics, the decision-making from Los Ratones in these later stages have been fantastic. Now they're at Soul Point as well. It is a 6 Drake game.
Right here as well, as they get a bunch of uptime on this tower. Cannons aren't going to die to any kind of poke. And that's a tower that melts down extremely quickly. Rich Gang, it feels like they're just struggling to find anything to do.
Reckless goes in. Find the knock-up Pneumatics, the Deadly Flourish after. That's a 4-item Jhin. He begins to hurt a lot more at this point as the passive begins to roll. Inhibitor chunked out low. 2 waves begin to look at those Nexus turrets instead, and the inexorable grind towards another NLC Finals. Another EMEA Masters appearance. Another trip to Alan. Their path has been paved in gold all year long. They'll add another flagstone to it, it feels like, unless Rich Gang can turn this tide around. They've got a 4-item Smolder. Maybe that's the way, but Reckless over the wall! Jumps on the backline and Kevo is the target. In comes Nemesis with the Realm Warp, and he finds another! They will not be denied! No early game failures! No mid-game fumbles will deny them a quadra kill to Nemesis! No Penta this time, but I don't think he'll damn well care, because it is another NLC Finals, and Baus will celebrate in the way he always does, with a fountain laser death! Welcome to Sweden! They're going to another Finals!
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.